Okay, well, one last try. Can you hear me? Say yes, someone, and I'll get straight into the subject, the topic. Can you hear me? You cannot see me. Oh, God. And can you see me? Yes. Okay, one yes is all I need. All right, now, fingers crossed, guys. Oh, gee, technology and me, man. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm going to the slideshow now. If it crashes again, that'll be it. What I will do, if it does crash again, what I'll do, I will immediately record the presentation for you, and I will upload it to YouTube, and I will post it into the group, and probably send you a link anyway, because we've got your email addresses. Okay, so just fingers crossed. 5 seconds, I'll know whether this is going to work or not. So I'm switching over now to the PowerPoint presentation. Oh, looking like it's going to work. This is wonderful. Hang on. Okay, try once more. There it is. I got it. I got it. Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. All right, let's get started. Okay, 5 ways to convert Facebook friends into sales and members for your business. Yeah. Now, question for you. Do any of these points relate to you? You run out of friends and family to talk to about your business and you're unsure what to do next. You've spoken to less than 20 people this month. You're spending money on ads, or you're buying leads, or you're thinking about doing that. You're using old school strategies such as flyers, drop cards, or prospecting strangers. This is particularly the case if you're in a direct sales, network marketing kind of business. Maybe you're not. You're spending a lot of time setting up sales funnels, autoresponder systems. You're pulling your hair out. You don't know what to do, where to go next, and you're still not making any money. Do any of these points relate to you? All right. I think you're going to find this subject, this topic, helpful, to say the least. Let's get started. But before, a little about me. I don't like to talk about myself very often unless somebody asks me. But I have had quite a number of people in the last couple of weeks, since Christmas actually, asking me what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why I'm being a digital nomad and all the rest of it. So I'm just going to share a little bit of me and then I'll get straight into the topic. As I told you, I do travel. I've been lots of places over the last few years, US, Mexico, right through Asia and so on. I play, not too much. I'm a sober kind of guy, but I do like to go out and listen to live music if I'm with my sons. They're in Asia as well, by the way. They're not in Cambodia, but they're one of them. The one on the right there is in Vietnam, which is next door, and the one on the left is a professional tennis coach, and he's in Hong Kong. But I do like to go and listen to live music at local bars and places like that. The only thing I don't like about them is the smoking. But anyway, sometimes when I get a chance, I'll go to a conference and I'll network with top flight marketers, other great marketers. That's me with Dave Van Hoos in the States. If I go to other countries, I'll hire a car. Particularly if I go to the US, I'll hire a car. I like convertibles, so That's my style. I'm an idiot, and I like to drink. When I say I'm a sober kind of a guy, most of the time I am. But if I go to a classy bar like the Sky Bar there in Ho Chi Minh City in Saigon, sure, I'll have a couple of cocktails, and that's a fantastic bar. If you go to Saigon, go to that bar. It's right on the top floor. It's awesome. I work out, not quite as much as I used to, because I haven't had the gym access that I had before, but I do work out. I'm not Mr. Universe, more like Mr. Puniverse, but it helps to keep me a little bit trim, okay? So, but the point is that I do it when the gym is empty, right? Because I can do it at 10 o'clock in the morning. I can do it at 9:30 in the morning. Everyone else is at work, right? If I go there at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, it's full. I don't like that. I like having the gym to myself. So that's the beautiful thing about being free of the obligation of work and so on. And of course, I do work. I love work, and I couldn't imagine not working. Work to me is a pleasure. It's a privilege. And I do love to work. So I've got 2 laptops, and I do use the telephone. I do like talking to people as well, as long as they're my kind of people. So I combine. So I still do offline. I do the phone thing. That's an offline strategy, but most of the time it is online for sure. And yeah, I make money. I promoted many different affiliate offers over the years. Some of them have made me hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Others have made me just $50,000. But hey, I don't care. I take it all. I take it in my stride. There's one little one that I had a bit of a dabble with before Christmas. That one is a little bit short of 20 grand. I just wanted a bit of play money before Christmas. I got that, so no problems. But I do get a lot of joy from helping other people make money, help them get started, help them move forward, right? Here's one here from Herb. You may know Herb. He's in the group, and he did struggle with another program for 11 months. Hadn't made any money from that program, and I helped him, and there were one or two other people that helped him as well. But certainly, I think I played an important role in helping him turn things around. And I remember that I had a kind of a strategy meeting with him. It might have been a Thursday night or something like that. 5 days later, he'd made 3 sales, and that's the first 3 sales he'd made all year. So it was only as a result of these kind of connections. Peter is well known. He's a very prominent sort of a guy. Certainly Peter hadn't been making money before he met me, but I think he got a lot more clarity about the social media side of things, and boy, is he powering on now. And so I don't say that I'm responsible for all of his success now, but I may have acted, let's say this, I acted as some kind of a catalyst. Jim is another guy that I've helped, and he's another valuable guy, makes a really good contribution to the SOS group. By the way, if you're on this webinar and you haven't joined the SOS group, because there may be a few who are not already members, you should join it. It's a great group. It's growing all the time, and I think we've just crossed 900 members, or we're just about to cross that threshold, that 900 member threshold. So he's been a successful offline network marketer, but I think it's fair to say that I definitely helped him make some big ticket sales online. And there are countless others. I could keep going. Lots and lots of people that I've helped over the last couple of years. All right, let's get into this. Typical lead strategies have flaws. This is, I just want to re-emphasize some of these key points, because it's so easy to get off track, and people do it all the time. And in fact, I've done it. So I call it the monkey brain syndrome. We've got so many thoughts going through our brains that we don't have any real clarity. We don't have a sense of purpose. And that's critically important. If you're going to be successful, you've got to have a sense of purpose, and you've got to narrow the focus. But let's look at some of these issues that people contend with, and some of these strategies that people explore. Offline strategies. Well, what's that about? Friends, family, prospecting strangers. We run out of our friends and family pretty soon, and we get sick of prospecting strangers. There's often a little duplication with that kind of approach, and lots of rejection. limited potential, unless you're a sucker for punishment and you just love to get lots and lots of no's. Buying leads or buying leads, some people do that. They'll buy leads from a lead vendor and then they'll start phoning those leads. Here's the issue. And I'm talking from experience. I've done all of these things. I've tried every cotton picking strategy under the sun to make money over the last 10 years. Here's what I found with buying leads. I have made money with from vendor leads, but they do convert very poorly. You're essentially prospecting strangers. Sure, they've made an inquiry, but they've made an inquiry to a generic website. They don't know anything about you, so there's no branding advantage there or anything like that. It does require phone skills, and the reality is that most people do not have phone skills. Can those phone skills be learnt? Yes, in some instances they can be learnt, but sometimes it takes people months before they master those phone skills. Meanwhile, they're buying leads, pouring money down the drain, and they're not making money. And the leads stop flowing unless you keep spending money to buy more leads. And lots of scammers out there as well, and so selling, poor quality leads. I should probably include solo ads, because people ask me about solo ads. It's a little bit different to buying leads from a vendor where you get their phone number and the idea is to phone them. Solo ads, that's not like that. That's an email deal. And basically what happens is that you'll buy some clicks off a solo ad vendor, and they will do a mailing on your behalf to their list, and you'll get some opt-ins. Well, you should get some opt-ins, and people say, oh, it's great, 30% of the clicks opted into my list. Great. How many bought? How many are opening your emails? Quite often it's very, very few, and the sales are often few and far between. There are a few exceptions to this, but solo ads generally, unless you really know what you're doing, you're going to be plagued with low success. A lot of scammers in that field as well. Advertising, Facebook ads, for instance, YouTube ads, Twitter ads, banner ads, other types of ads, requires a budget. You've got to accept the reality that you're going to lose money at first. And of course, the leads will stop flowing unless you keep spending the money. And you may find that with that kind of an advertising approach that you will lose money for the first 2 to 3 months. They don't tell you that, do they? No, of course they don't. They want to sell you their high-priced training program, don't they? Or their high-priced done-for-you program. They don't tell you that you're going to lose money for months. Why are you going to lose money? Because you're learning about the market. You're learning about the market, and you're learning the nuances of the market, the finer points of the market. And you have to keep fine-tuning your messaging, your ads, etc., until the penny finally drops and it starts working, hopefully. Problem is, a lot of people quit before they start, getting a worthwhile result, because their monkey brain, starts gnawing away at their subconscious, the subconscious part of their mind, and stinking thinking kicks in, and before you know it, they're out of it, because all they look at is their credit card and they think, hell, I've paid out $1,500 so far and I haven't had a single sale. Steep learning curve, and there can be compliance problems, particularly if you're dealing with companies like Google AdWords, even Bing, not so much, but to a degree. Certainly Facebook can be a nightmare. You can have your account shut down so fast, particularly if you're in the make money niche. Okay. On the other hand, social media strategies offer numerous advantages. Zero financial risk. You gain intimate knowledge about your niche. And once you've got that knowledge, sure, go and do some advertising if you want. Simplicity, improve your messaging and communication skills, constantly building your warm audience, and there is potential for quick results. People say this over and over again, that organic social media, free social media, Facebook, etc., is slow. Slow compared to what? Slow compared to advertising. Well, let's go back to the previous slide. Slow compared to advertising? I don't think so, because certainly you will get traffic from advertising, but who cares? Who cares? I couldn't care less about traffic. I care about bottom line results, don't you? You've got to put food on the table. And if you're going to lose money for 2 or 3 months with a paid program, is that fast? It's not. Whereas we've got people on this call today, I've got people on this call today who have made sales from organic strategies within their first 30 days. People who've made sales within their first week. Even people that struggled a little bit trying to get their head around it. It might have taken them 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Compare that to paid advertising strategies where it's likely that you will lose money for months. And if you're losing money for months, it means only one thing. You're not getting quick results. It's slow. So let's face up to reality once and for all. It's the ultimate way for online newbies to start. Of course, if you've got people in your warm audience, offline, real friends, real contacts, sure, start with them. But don't do it the way the network marketing leaders tell you, just burn you, which has the effect of burning your friends. Be selective about it, about who you talk to. That's all I'm going to say about that. Unless you've got questions specifically, I can handle them separately. All right, so today's training, but before I get to that, I want you to take good notes. I want you to write down your questions, ask your questions at the end, be creative, think how you can apply what you learn, and finally, be active. I want you to take immediate action today. I don't want any more monkey brain, right? Let's get started. Let's get moving, guys. Life is too short. 2017, we've still got 11 and a half, or a little less than 11 and a half months left. Let's make this one our year. Okay. Your topics for today: get your head right, how to get your wall humming, who should you target, how to create a favorable first impression, and when and how to pitch. All right. Plus, I've got a bonus topic: moving beyond basic Facebook strategies. Moving beyond basic Facebook strategies, I am going to talk to you about SOS Pro, and I want you to hang in there with me till the end because I've got a terrific surprise. In fact, I've got two surprises. One is a surprise which is to do with SOS Pro, which is the pro version, the professional version of the free group that you're in. But the other is my my Wall of Fame. So I have nominated 11 people that I want to commend and showcase. People who are doing great things in the SOS group and are doing some pretty good things outside of the SOS group as well. All right, let's look at way one. Get your head right. Now, before I get to a couple of solutions, I want to ask you these questions. How much wall authority do you have? How much wall authority do you have right now? People are pinging me. I'm just going to put it on silent. There's nothing I can do about that if they're on Facebook and they've got problems. How much wall authority do you have? Now, what's that got to do with the mental side of things? Well, it's got a lot to do with it. It's got a lot to do with it because if you don't have any wall authority on your wall where you're commanding respect, sometimes it suggests that there is a mental issue. There's a blockage. There's a blockage. What might the blockage be? You don't feel that you're worthy. Okay, feelings of unworthiness are prevalent amongst a group of people that we might call struggling marketers. And to be quite candid and frank with you, I have gone through periods. I've had down times, like everybody, and where I doubted myself and I didn't think I was good enough. But fortunately, I was able to overcome the demons and press on regardless. I bounced back after a low period, say a week or something like that. So if you're experiencing feelings of unworthiness, I hope that this training will act as a catalyst for change. And I hope that you're ready to step up. You will be ready to step up. Are you worthy? What's holding you back? Why aren't you doing the things that are necessary to make your business fly? And wall authority is a key component of a Facebook strategy. Believe me, it will make it so much easier for you to win people to your cause. It'll make it so much easier for you to convert people, convert leads, because you will get leads if you've got wall authority. You will. But you want to convert them as well. So the more authority you have, the better and easier it will be to convert. Because people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Trust. That's the third ingredient. Know, like, and trust. So wall authority is all about establishing trust. There are other elements to a successful wall enhancing campaign, which are designed to improve your likability, etc. as well. But you can be as likable as, you know, Roger Federer. I've been watching him with the Australian Grand Slam at the moment, the Aussie Open, and very likable guy. But at the end of the day, when it comes to getting down to do business, he's going to do the business. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy when he puts his racket in his hand and he starts hitting balls against an opponent. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, so some people they project niceness, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not projecting authority. So if that's you, you've got to do something about it. Second thing is to get your wall humming. So just to reiterate some of these things, some of these points that have been made before, they're in the 2 lessons that are pinned to the, they're in the SOS free group there. Daily posting, mandatory. How many times a day? 3 times minimum? 4, 5, 6? But 3 times minimum. Mix of posts, including authority posts. You need 1 authority building post a day. And it could be a video, it could be text. Could be both. Choose your poison. If you're comfortable with video, do video. If you're comfortable with text, do that. And by the way, don't believe people that say text is dying. It's not. I get some of my best inquiries, my best responses from text-based posts. So that's just a load of baloney. Forget about it. They don't know what they're talking about. Encourage people to post on your wall. So first up, you need an open wall. So you've got to remove a restriction there that prevents people from posting on your wall. Now this is different to a comment, okay? So you've got to remove that restriction if you do have that restriction there. So to encourage people to post on your wall, if you get a little bit of spam, just remove it. But what I've found is that the more authority you have, the less spam you get. I've gone from getting maybe 3 or 4 spammy type posts a week to 1 or possibly 2 a month. And so what? I just remove it and block the person. That's the end of it. No big deal. Don't make a big deal out of all this sort of stuff. We want to encourage people to post on our wall because that will enhance the life. That will give your wall more life and will probably give you more credibility, which helps with your authority. Comment on every comment. Thank people for their comments. See if sometimes you want to add value to their comment as well. If you've got a moment, a couple of minutes. I haven't had as much time recently, but to add valuable comments. So my comments now tend to be quite short. Might be just a single sentence or two words or 3 words, but at least I'm acknowledging people for their comment. And I notice I know I've got a bunch to do later on after I finish this webinar, so I'll do that. Send personal messages to all commenters. This is another one. I admit I am falling down on this, but I just look, you get to a point where you just can't handle it all, which is a good place to be, by the way. But when you're starting out, and certainly when I was starting out with Facebook, I did send personal messages to all commenters, and I thanked them. And that sometimes opened up a conversation, a dialogue, and sometimes business flowed from that. But the main thing is to just get close to the people that like your stuff. Comment and post on friends' walls, which is the next one. Comment and post on friends' walls. That's important, and I say that you should do a minimum of 3 a day. How long will it take you? Only about 10 minutes. Only about 10 minutes a day. People say, oh, it's very time consuming. No, it's not. It's only 2 hours a day maximum that you need to spend on Facebook. 2 hours a day. And if somebody says, well, I haven't got 2 hours a day, well, tell me where you're spending your time. Let's see if you're spending your time on activities that aren't getting you a result. Let's do an audit. Let's do an audit. Where are you investing your time? How much time are you devoting to your home business now, on average, each day? They say, oh, 3 hours, 3 hours a day. Okay, and you're saying you haven't got 2 hours for Facebook type activities. They say no. Okay, well, let's look at where you're spending the 3 hours. And if the 3 hours on nonsense activities, assuming they're a newbie, on nonsense activities that aren't getting them a result and aren't likely to get them a result anytime soon. So let's just do a slash and burn. You know, out with the old, in with the new. Let's do it. Let's let go of some of those activities. You can come back to them later. But look, we need to have a sense of urgency here, really. A sense of urgency. Let's get moving. 2017 is going to be your year, isn't it? And do something extra. We might call it the X factor. Take a person like Herb Lambert or Peter Beckenham. They're always doing something extra. You know, I can't keep up with them, quite honestly. I can't keep up with them. They're always doing something extra. Like Herb runs little webinars for his growing tribe. That's what I would call the X factor. Peter Beckenham, I'm not sure if he still does it, but he certainly did do it at one point. He may be too busy now, but he recorded personal videos, thank you videos, for people that said something nice about him. So do something extra. There's lots of things you can do there. Maybe you can brainstorm it. Maybe you can brainstorm it in the SOS group. Maybe you can, ping me. I don't care. Do something extra. Let's find out what that is. Now, target marketing, so important. Think of struggling marketers. That's a good group to target because people often are unsure about their target market. And you can have multiple target markets. You could have struggling marketers. If you're in the BizOp niche, if you're in another niche, if you're in the health niche, okay, well, who are you looking for? People who are feeling below par. I did a project, a consulting and project for a guy, I think it was last year, it might have been the year before, and he was a natural health practitioner. And once we got clear about his target market, then we could fashion the messaging to suit, so that his website became completely aligned with the hot buttons, the pain points of his target market. And I wrote the initial messaging. I wrote the initial content for him because the content that he had before was rubbish. So it was very targeted content. Okay. So once we know who our target market is, or a profile of our ideal client, then we can develop our messaging strategy. We want to hit a bullseye every time so that when somebody sees that thing on your Facebook wall, they see that little post on the Facebook wall, it hits them and they think, he's talking about me. He's talking about me. So what is it with struggling marketers? Most are broke. Most have no idea how to generate leads profitably. Think of frustrated, commercially oriented people not in a program. So there's two groups here. If you're in the make money online niche, if you're in another niche, as I say, if you're in the weight loss niche, something like that, okay, well, you've got to go through the exercise. I can't give you the answers today. So I'm just picking one group of people who are, in the business opportunity space. So two niches. Struggling marketers, these are people who are already in the game, but they're just not doing very well. What can we offer them there? Well, maybe we can offer them a product, a training product. Maybe you could offer them SOS Pro, get them into that and cultivate them there. And then you could introduce them to your program. Once you've built some trust, you could do something like that. The other group of people are the lookers. These are the people who aren't in a program. They haven't joined anything, but they're thinking about it because they're not satisfied. Frustrated, commercially oriented people not in a program. Pain points, they're time poor, they're sick of commuting, they hate their boss, they're sick of all the politicking in the office there. They're not seeing their family, they don't get home till 8 o'clock at night, kids are in bed by 9. They're seeing their kids grow up before their very eyes. There's all sorts of pain points. In fact, you could develop sub-niches for the various groups of people within the broader niche, okay? People who run out of money before they run out of month. You know any people like that? People who haven't had a decent holiday for years. What about people who they're not in jobs, but they're in dead-end home businesses or traditional businesses? They've got a shop, right? They've got a small warehouse or something like that, but they haven't had a holiday for 5 years. They're just working 52 weeks a year, essentially. Do you know people like that? Okay, we'll target the messaging for them and target those sort of people, whatever turns you on. But I like the struggling marketer niche because, particularly for Facebook, because they're so easy to find. They're very easy. You can join groups Facebook group, just do a search and click on home business, network marketers, affiliate marketers, people like that, okay? And you'll be able to join groups. Even some of the spammy groups have some value because you can find people in there and friend them, okay? But obviously it's better to get into a group where you've got a good discussion type situation happening. People are looking to quit the rat race, get out of the 9 to 5. In fact, there's another group you could join called something 9 to 5. I've forgotten the name, but anyway, if it comes back to me, screw the 9 to 5. There you go. Way 3, target the right people. Just go deeper here with the struggling marketer group. Pain points, spend a fortune on programs, desperate to get a return. Maybe you can help them with that. Spent a fortune on traffic, pathetic results. They joined MLM programs. They spent lots of time, but they got no income. Generating leads, but they're not converting. Or they're not generating leads. They haven't even reached step 1 yet. They're not even generating leads. Can we help them? Can you help them? I think so. I think you can. You have the tools at your disposal right now. You can help them. Problems with the company leadership. Maybe they're in an affiliate program or a network marketing program and there's been a change and they're not happy. Who knows? You might be able to help them. Let's look at the wage slave group. So first group, struggling marketers. Second group, wage slaves. Possible pain points. They're time poor. They're sick of commuting. They're not seeing their family. They have a hunger for travel, but they can't because they've got this time poverty thing happening. They run out of money before they run out of month, as stated. Hate their boss. They have no prospects for promotion. They've reached the glass ceiling. Or is it a concrete ceiling, a cement ceiling? But there are no prospects for promotion. Maybe they could go and get a job somewhere else. Maybe they could retrain. Sometimes I'll say to people, if they're sick of their job, they want out of their job, I won't start pitching them. I'll say something like, well, have you thought of going and getting another job? And they say, yeah, but my prospects are limited based on my qualifications. I say, well, why don't you go and get another qualification? Why don't you do a course, another course, increase your skills? You see, this is the thing. When you're being helpful, people will respect you more and they'll trust you more. And if they say, well, yeah, I can do that, but it's going to take another 2 or 3 years and I'm dissatisfied now, I'll say, okay, well, have you looked at other options such as starting a home business? All right, now we're talking. First impressions count, way 4. All right. How you open a conversation can often determine what the end result will be. First impressions count. So even in the offline world, when you meet somebody for the very first time, a good strong handshake, particularly if you're a guy, I think most people would say is quite important. A good strong handshake. So you want to open a conversation the correct way, don't you? You do. So if we're online, we're talking chat, we're talking text-based chats, open the conversation in the correct way. So lead with points in common. You can open a conversation when somebody comments on one of your posts by sending people a personal message and say, hey, I really love the comment that you made on my post before. Thank you very much. I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to go to your wall and make a nice comment on one of your posts. And then you look for points in common. I noticed that you are living in Florida. I haven't been to Florida for 3 years. Still hot? Something like that, a little bit of humor. Of course, Florida's always hot. Okay. Lead with points in common. They already have a business. It's okay to ask them about the business. If it's an affiliate type business, if it's clear on their wall that they've got a business, we'll bring it up. Don't be shy. It's okay to ask about it, but you don't want to ask you want to ask in such a way that they're not going to try and pitch you. And if they do pitch you, okay, well, we've got a way around that one as well. All right. Might get to that one. Now, I'm going to get to it now. If they try and pitch you, don't show interest. Just say something like, oh, that's nice. Or why did you choose that one? Throw it back at them. How long have you been doing it? How much money have you made? How are you generating leads? By the way, you don't just spew or vomit these questions all over that person. You do it strategically. Use your brain. Okay, so one question, just say, well, why did you choose that one? And just wait for the response. How long have you been doing it? How much money have you made? How are you generating leads? Have you tried using attraction marketing techniques? That's a good one. That's a good one. Have you tried using attraction marketing techniques? Because they're spamming you. So now we're turning the tables on them, aren't we? Do you ever get sick of approaching and pitching people? That's what I call putting the knife in and twisting it a little bit. Do you ever get sick of approaching and pitching people? See what they say. And I've used these kind of techniques before, and I have people in my SOS Pro group who started out by spamming me. And I use these techniques to turn the table on them, and now they're clients. Yeah, good stuff. Now, there is a time to pitch, definitely. When is that time? When does that time come? Well, it could be on the very first conversation. It just depends how it flows. But I like to do it when I have leverage. And the leverage comes from knowing a little bit about them and knowing what their pain point is. All right? And knowing what their concerns are or their hot buttons. So I may come back to them a couple of days later. If they reveal that to me on the previous occasion, I might come back to them a couple of days later and say, hey, John, there's something that you said to me the other day when we chatted last time. You mentioned that one of your concerns was, whatever it is, right? If I could help you with that, would you be open to having a look? That's it. That's a pitch. But it's done in a nice way, isn't it? It's done in a nice way. And it won't be offensive. People won't be offended by it because you're leading with their pain point. That's their number one concern. And the pain point came out of the original conversation. Okay. Then what I would do is send them a concept style video. Let the video do the work. I have my own video. Some of you have seen it. Maybe you can create your own, or create something, a document. Say, listen, I've got something I want you to have a look at. It's just a one-page report, and it talks about a concept. So I don't want to pitch you on a thing if you don't buy into the concept. I don't want to pitch you on a specific option or program, affiliate program, because I've got a few different things I could probably talk to you about. But let's see if you can, if you like the concept. You don't like the concept, well, there's no point taking it any further. So I'm going to send you this page, or I'm going to send you this video. It could be an audio, whatever. And then follow up the next day. Sometimes they'll come back to you. In fact, I've had that happen to me many, many, many times. They'll come back to you before the day is out. If they liked the video, ask them why they liked it, probe a little bit, and then if they're leaning forward, send them your business opportunity video or your affiliate offer or whatever it happens to be. The thing that you've got, the offer that you've got that's going to solve this problem for them. Okay, so you got the point there. You pitch when you have leverage and a hook. A hook. What's the hook? You mentioned that one of your concerns was, and you restate the pain point, the concern, or if it's a hot button, but let's say the concern, the pain point. You restate it. And last but by no means least, try and make a voice call. Well, a voice call adds more weight to a relationship, no doubt about it. It adds more weight. They can connect. It's not just text-based anymore. Text is great, but voice takes it to another level. And so all you do is say, listen, I'm sick of typing. I'd like to call you right here on Facebook. We have a couple of chats and just say hi to each other. Is that okay? Something like that. And then just call them. Simple as that. Say, hi, John, great to talk. Look, as I was saying in the chat, because as I said, I was sick of typing. As I was saying, I was talking about this concept idea. I'd like you to have a look at the concept first, and then we can take it from there. So yeah, and there might be just a little bit of chit chat, and that's it. Now, here are some other things you can do. You can make them an offer they can't refuse. Now, this partly includes the issue of bonuses. Now, what is that about? Make them an offer they can't refuse. Well, this is after they've seen your offer, your affiliate offer, your network marketing offer, whatever it is. Say, well, look, John, I've got some good news for you. you've had a look at it. Oh, when you do the follow-up, say, have you got any questions, etc. You say, and you answer the questions. Say, look, John, where are you at now? You know, if I on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being red hot, where do I join? 0 being I haven't got any interest at all, get me out of here. Where would you place yourself? And I look for people to say 7, I'm an 8 or a 9 or something like that. Say, okay, what do we need to do to bring you across into our family here, into our group, into our biz? And maybe they'll tell you. And then you can just say something like, well, look, I've got something on at the moment that may represent an offer that you can't refuse, and I hope it's an offer that you won't refuse. Let me tell you about it. And the offer could be anything. It could be if it's an internet thing and it involves a bit of setup. You say, listen, normally I would charge $200 to set everything up for you, including this, and this, whatever it is. I'm going to waive that. If you join, now you need a deadline, okay? So we need to throw in a deadline here. And if you join within the next 48 hours, I'm going to waive it. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to set you up. It could be, hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some consulting time, and I'm going to help you get some conversations going on Facebook. I'm going to help you do that. So I'm going to donate 2 hours, and we can share the screen, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to walk with you side by side. See, that's an offer they can't refuse. Well, it should be if they're serious. There are lots of other things you can do. Look, in the past, I've included bonuses. I found out where they lived, and this is particularly when I was targeting my own country, Australia. I know my country pretty well. So if they lived in my hometown of Brisbane, or they lived in Sydney or something like that, I'd ask my wife to make some calls to local restaurants and organise a voucher and say, hey, John, you like eating Italian food? Well, I've organised the voucher for you at this really nice restaurant, and it includes food. Doesn't include wine or anything like that, but it includes food, at least one course for 2 people, and it's on you. It's on the house. It's on the house, and the value is going to be at least $50, $100, and it's just a night out for you and your partner. And but you'll need to move forward on this offer within 48 hours. How about that? Now they'll be knocked out by that kind of an offer. Absolutely knocked out by it. Okay, it's not so much the financial value; it's the fact that you did it. Right. So other things I've done is I've organised travel vouchers so they could have a free holiday for 3 days or something like that at a resort in their country. And once again, time limit. So there's all sorts of things. It could be training products. It could be tools. If your business requires software to get them set up for automatic posting on Twitter or something like that. You could say, okay, as long as you've got enough margin in your program, you say, okay, well, listen, I will pay for this particular tool, okay, and that's a value of $50. But I tell you what, I'm going to go even further. I am going to do the setup for you, and that's my time. That's another $150. So there's $200 value there, John, just for moving it forward with me in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. Okay, bonuses, make them an offer they can't refuse. This will help with conversions. That's what the topic is about. Conversions. It starts with authority on your wall. That's where it starts if we're talking Facebook. Okay, and then we track it through right to these points today, these points right now. Other things you can do, you make them an offer they can't refuse. You identify and exploit existing assets. Now, this can manifest in different ways. One of the ways it can manifest is with existing resources that they have, such as maybe they've got a list. Maybe they've got names of people that could be really suitable for the offer. You say, well, listen, John, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you convert some of the people on this list. I'm going to allocate 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours working for you. I'm going to be your servant for 3 or 4 hours, and I'm going to help you maximize the potential with your existing list. That could be it. Maybe they need cash for your program. Maybe it's a big ticket program. They need $3,000 or $10,000 or something like that, and they don't have that money in the bank. And you can say, well, look, John, I'd like to have a talk to you about financing, because I'm pretty good at that. And there are lots of ways of financing a business. Even the great Donald Trump financed his first business. How did he do it? He got a loan from Dad. Dad was somewhat wealthy. Okay, you may not have a wealthy dad, but I can tell you something. This is just me, back to my own personal story. When I was looking to get into the online home biz thing 10 years ago, I needed $10,000 for this program. It was a big ticket program, because I made the decision that's what I wanted to do. But I didn't have the $10,000 sitting in the bank account. No way. But I had a house. And as it turned out, I had a line of credit on the house. So I didn't have to organize it. I could have, but I didn't have to do it. So after pondering this for a couple of days, I just thought, to heck with it. I believe I'm going to make this work. I'm backing myself. In my mind's eye, I can see myself succeeding with this. I took it to my wife. I said, look, this is the thing I'm thinking of doing. I want your permission, because we co-owned the house. I want your permission to sign off on a line of credit for $10,000. In fact, I think it was more. It was $12,000. For the extra was for advertising, because I did run with some ads in the early period. But it was a different type of ad. It wasn't Facebook type ads. It was a different type of ad, type of advertising. It was very easy back then. Not so easy now. After talking about it, she said, yeah, you believe in it. I believe in you. Let's do it. So we did. So that was an existing asset, exploited an existing asset. So they manifest in different ways. I've had people over the years have monster garage sales to raise money, to join, to do some business with me. Okay. I had one lady, she was into horses. She was on, she had several acres of land, and she loved horses. A very, what you might call a horsey type person. And she had many horses, and she decided to sell 2 of them, right, to raise X thousands of dollars for to work with me. All right. So you could do that. You could, if you look for the existing assets, if there's a problem, they think they're not sure how they're going to generate leads. Well, maybe they've got some existing assets which can get them off to a fast start. Maybe they've got some contacts, or maybe you've got a really fast way, like Facebook, using our personal chat system. That can get people off to a fast start, and then you offer to help them do that. Okay, so there's lots of different things you can do. Now, get them excited. Get them excited. That's about expanding their vision. It really is. Expand their vision of what is possible. And different ways of doing that, you can just say, listen, John, whilst you're considering this proposal that I've got for you, let's just fast forward a little bit and just say, in 6 months' time, you're now earning $10,000 a month from your home business. How will your life be different at that point? Let them tell you. So we're not actually expanding their vision, are we? We're getting them to expand the vision all by themselves, but we do it by asking the right questions and doing it with some confidence. And then they tell you how their life would be if they're making $10,000 a month. See? So we just need to plant the seeds, and one of the ways to do that is by asking the right questions. And then they bring it to life. They say, well, I will have quit my job. That's number one. So yeah, you've quit your job. That's great. So now you're freeing up 50 hours a week, John, because you're spending 40 plus hours a week in the job plus commuting time. So you've freed up 50 hours. That's going to be like revolutionary for you, isn't it? They say, absolutely. 50 hours, that's huge. It's transformative, isn't it? It's life-changing. They say, yeah, it is. Does that get them excited or what? But you're asking questions, but you're doing it in an excited way. You're in an animated way. And they buy into your enthusiasm. They get excited. You think they're going to join? You know what they're going to say? The next thing they're going to say is, okay, well, where do I join? I say, okay, well, go and click on the button that says pay now. Turn it into a little bit of a joke. But get them excited, guys. You may need to practice it a bit. Fine, practice. You stuff up, you make a mess of it the first 6 times. It doesn't matter. Get some help. Get somebody else to be your shadow. Okay, they'll help you do it. If you've got a leader, you've got somebody you can work with. Follow up regularly. Yeah, some people aren't quite ready today. The circumstances are not right for them, follow up, touch base with them in a nice way. Sometimes I follow up with a smiley face and nothing more, because it gets them smiling and it makes them feel a little bit guilty they didn't answer my previous follow-up text message. Yeah, I'm talking about follow-up with text. Okay. If you're following up with phone, okay, well that's great. I've done plenty of those kind of calls over the years as well. All right, folks. Now, if you want me to fill in a few gaps, write your questions down, ask at the end, or ask in the group, right? Or ping me. Friend request me if you're not already my friend, and ask me. Now, bonus topic, moving beyond basic Facebook strategies. Assumptions. You're in the SOS free Facebook group. If you're not, join it. But you want something more. You want to learn more than organic Facebook marketing strategies. You're ready to step up to the next level. But this isn't going to be for everybody, because you may not be ready to step up to the next level, and that's fine. That's fine. Stay in touch with me, and when you're ready, we can move you up to the next level. But if you have a hunger for more and you want to move forward quicker, well, maybe you're ready to step up to the next level. And of course, we do have a friendly, supportive community, but there are severe limitations as to what can be done in a free Facebook group, for sure. That's why I think you're going to love SOS Pro. Now, I'd be doing you a huge disservice if I didn't make mention of the SOS Pro program, because it started before the SOS free group started. The reason we started one of the reasons we started the free group was to use it as a kind of a showcase for the pro program, because that's how Peter Beckenham and people like that's how they got started with the pro program. They didn't get started with the free program because we didn't have one. Okay. Now, especially when you see that what I've got for you at the end, it's mind-blowing, so just hang in there for the next few minutes. There are several reasons why 95% of marketers never make money, and one of them is failure to implement. It's a big, big issue. It's huge. It's huge. It's a monster. It's the elephant in the room. Try this one for size as well. They're learning the wrong things. Some people are learning the wrong things. Every day I chat to people on Facebook who are looking for help. Every day. A day does not pass when I'm not talking to at least 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 people and more. And they tell me what they're doing, and I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying that they're getting the information from the wrong sources. They're learning the wrong things. They're newbies, and they're bogging down with blogging and SEO and, golly, all these other strategies like Facebook ads. It's a freaking nightmare for a newbie. They're learning the wrong things. I've lost count of the number of people I know who were going down one pathway only to realize 6 months later that was more like a dead end. Now, in one sense, it's not that bad, I guess. 6 months wasted. It's a lesson that you've probably learned that hopefully you won't repeat again. But it's 6 months out of your life that you'll never get back again. It's gone forever. And it may be that you've spent thousands of dollars on ads in the interim as well. You want to go down the dead end pathway, or do you want to really start moving forward? Here's what it's really about, guys. It's about generating leads and converting them. You've heard that a million times before, but perhaps we're not as laser focused as we should be. To become great at conversion, see, a lot of people talk about generating leads, they talk about traffic and all those buzzwords, but for me it's more about conversion, because getting traffic flowing is the easy part. Conversion is the hard part. That's why I spend so much time on it. I'm so focused at it, and I'm good at it. Become great at conversion, you need two things working in your favor: authority and communication skills. In this era of skepticism and lack of trust, authority is vital, and the more you have, the more sales you make. It's as simple as that. The other element is mastering the art of directed communication. Effective communication manifests in various ways: voice, text, video, face-to-face, whatever it is. One thing is certain: if you're not on top of the communication game, you are toast. So yes, with SOS Pro, you'll have access to great information on different traffic and lead generation strategies, but I'll also be going deeper on topics like messaging, content creation, authority building, and of course, communication skills. Are you ready to step up yet? say yes. Now, there are four elements to the program. The first one is learning, the second is community, the third is accountability, and the fourth is tools. I'm not doing the exhaustive look at the learning side of things with SOS Pro. There's a lot there, but you just have to take my word for it's good. And when you log in for the first time, you're going to be dazzled. That could be a downside. So I do have a training agenda, so that basically I don't want people to spend any more than about 2 hours a week on training. No more. Let's finish with all this stuff where we're spending 6 hour days watching 6 hours a day watching training videos. Forget it. Move on. 2 hours a day is all you need. Sorry, 2 hours a week is all you need, and you'll get it from the I Am for Fun membership site. This is my site, Team Training for Internet Marketers. I cover lots of things in there, but of particular interest to many of you, I think, will be messaging mastery. Master Communicator is another big theme that I'm running through the I Am for Fun site. Sales funnels to die for. Look, this is a vexed issue here for newbies. Look, if you're going to do the sales funnel thing, it's got to be a real simple sales funnel. You could use the SOS group as a kind of a sales funnel if you wanted, but I'd say perhaps the sales funnel thing maybe not so much for newbies. It's something you can do a little bit later, but it's there for you. Okay, Traffic Inferno and lots more besides. I think there's over 30 or 40 hours of content in there. Okay, you also get my 10K, also included is my 10K formula training. This is my best-selling product, standalone products, like a mini course, but you get that included. From 0 to 10K a month in months, not years. You also get my instant info product training, how to create a valuable information product in 1 day or less. Why should you bother doing that? Well, right now, perhaps not, but in a couple of months' time, I'd love to see you developing your own info product, even if it's just a report, a 5-page report. Why? Well, you can use it as a lead magnet. You can use it as a lead magnet to get more leads. You can offer it. How to achieve this result? Grab my free report. Okay, you could go the full way and write an ebook like I've done. I've got a 60-page ebook. I've also got a report, a 50-page free report, 32 ways to get hot leads, or 32 hot ways to get leads. Okay, but it doesn't need to be 50 pages. It could be 20 pages. But this training, this mini course, will show you how to do it. And so you can use it to get more leads, number one, and number two, you can use it to build authority because it'll have your name all over it. You see, your own product, your own info product, valuable. But more than this, I'm including a live monthly webinar, not this one. This is a separate program that you'll never see in SOS Free. You'll only see it in SOS Pro. On topics that'll help you either generate more traffic and leads or convert them into sales. Each Webby will be recorded and loaded into the I Am for Fun site. In fact, we've got one next week. So if you can get involved this week, you'll be eligible to attend the webinar next week. And it's about messaging. It's about messaging, yeah. It's called Adventures with Words, and it's part of an important new series that I'm launching, and it launches next week, designed to help you become a messaging maestro. Here are the current resources. I haven't spoken about all of them, but you do get these. You get the existing webinars, recordings, 8 recordings and counting. You get the 10K a month formula, which I just mentioned. You get the instant info product that I mentioned. You get the email mojo, which I did not mention, but it includes my best performing emails with commentaries, so you can learn from those commentaries. You get SOS lessons. In the free group, there are 2 lessons, but in the pro, there are 6 on Facebook and Twitter, which is not covered in the pro program. And I look forward to adding Instagram training module or lessons there as well. And then there's Platinum Wealth Academy. There's 15 to 20 hours of training there, particularly good for big ticket marketers. Okay, but even if you're not a big ticket marketer, there are 8 modules, and some of the modules have 3, 4, and 5 lessons in them. All right, so that's called the Platinum Wealth Academy. The total value is $1,190. Let's look at community. You get access to my SOS Pro. Now, it looks familiar for those of you who are in the free group, but it has 2 important words under the heading there: Master Class. This is a smaller group. It's more intimate. Okay, it's more intimate, and you know, I'm there to help you. It's like a group mastermind. That's what it's like. Okay. Now, the SOS Pro Master Group, Masterclass FB group is different to my free group for a number of reasons. Everyone in the group is a paying member, so commitment levels are higher. They are. Content posting by members is tightly controlled, so frivolous off-topic content never sees the light of day, and we do very strictly limit the number of you know, happy snaps and personal development quotes and positive thinking quotes and things like that. This is for people that want to get down, do some business. I've also included a number of unique features. Here is one. It's called Ask the Marketer, and this is a new initiative, and the first Ask the Marketer day that we'll have will be, I think it'll be next Monday, something like it'll be announced very soon. You'll be able to ask questions in the group and they will be answered by me or another successful marketer. Now let's look at accountability. This is all included in the Pro program. One of the big problems marketers face is lack of implementation. That's why I'm including a 7-day accountability challenge, and this Friday we kick off the first one for 2017. So we do an accountability challenge once a month. Once a month, 7-day accountability challenge. And basically how it works is that the volunteers for the challenge, and it's a volunteer, I'm not going to conscript you, but it's you're a volunteer, and basically we set up a separate chat on Facebook for the volunteers. And then each volunteer nominates what they're going to do for the next 7 days. All right, and then we hold you accountable to that. Okay, it's great. It's a terrific thing to do once a month. Finally, let's look at tools. Now, I'm going to include some swipe files here. This is for people who are going to be using Facebook and Twitter to chat to people, okay? And so it includes my copy and paste swipe files, includes all of the messaging sequences that I use, all of the things that I say. If somebody throws a tricky one at me, tricky question at me, it's got my answer there. So all you have to do is copy and paste. You don't have to spend months or weeks trying to come up with the right answers, because I'm good at messaging, right? So I'm giving it to you. They're in text files, and once you're added to the Facebook group, you'll have access to those files. And you know, value is $120. You also get my success quotes. Success quotes go great on your wall, but you've got to research the quotes and all the rest of it. Well, I've put together my favorite list of over 200 quotes. Okay, so I'm giving that to you, and all you do is pick the ones you like. You may not like all of them, but you can just quickly scan through and pick your top 50, your top 100, and then you just post them on your wall every day, one a day. Next step. I hope you liked it, guys. Here's what you do. You can watch the full video. It is in the SOS Pro group, but it's not going to tell you any more than what I've told you today, except that it's going to give you a bit more info about the inclusions in the I Am for Fun membership site. But frankly, I think you've got enough. I think you've got enough for you. There's enough here for you to sign up. Training, you get the summary is based on the existing resources. I Am for Fun membership site, $1,190 value. You get the tools, copy and paste, personal messaging swipe files, the copy and paste hand-picked success quotes. You get other resource files, haven't put a price on them. Total value is $1,400. In addition, you get the ongoing training and support. It's ongoing, guys. It's not just the existing resources. So this previous slide is about the existing resources. They're there now for you to plug into. But you need the ongoing support, new hot information, new hot webinars, and so on. And by the way, the webinars that we run in SOS Pro, they aren't always like this. Sometimes I'll bring on a guest speaker. Sometimes I'll share the screen and I'll show you what I'm doing behind the scenes. Right? If I'm creating new content, a new post or something like that, I'll show you how I'm doing it, how I'm structuring it. If I'm writing an email, I'm showing you how I'm writing that email. Okay? So training, live webinar monthly. Value is priceless. Haven't put a price on it. Access to secret SOS Pro Facebook group, priceless. 7-day accountability challenge, run monthly, priceless. The total of $1,400. So there's a summary again. Just quickly have a look at that. Right? That's ongoing. Wouldn't you love to do business with people who are leaning forward and asking to do business with you? That's the bottom line question. You want to move forward. You want people to be connecting with you. You're wanting people to do business with you. I call it pull marketing versus push marketing. Pull marketing is better. The way to do it is to join SOS Pro, and you won't pay $1,400 either. Originally, I set the access price at $695 US, but I didn't want price to be an impediment for you. So to get access to the IM for Funds, is going to cut to the chase. I don't need to belittle you. I don't need to patronize you. Just going to tell you straight off, I've got an incredible offer, and there it is. It's $57 for access to all of the existing assets, plus $19.95 a month for continuing access, making a total of $76.95 to pay now. But next month, you'll only pay $19.95. That's it. $76.95 to pay now, $19.95 thereafter. And I see this as a 12-month program minimum, but I haven't locked you into any contracts. You can cancel your monthly subs at any time, no refunds on what you've paid to date, though. I think that's fair enough. Okay, but I hope that you will stay with me for a minimum of 12 months, because I know you're going to get a lot of value. We've got two new training programs that are being launched. One is the Adventures with Words program, and the other Big Ticket Bonanza. That's another important program that I'm launching in February. Now, and you can lock in your low price, 250k-a-year.com/SOS-Pro, SOS-Pro. So it's 250k-a-year.com/SOS-Pro. And don't forget, you get all the current assets in my IM for Fun membership site, but you'll also get all of the new additions each month that you remain a member. And here's another benefit. You'll be locked in at the current price for life. My goal is to increase the price to $100 a month, but you'll always only pay $19.95. It's a no-brainer, guys. Fortune favors the brave and the bold, so enroll now. 250k-a-year.com/SOS-Pro. Okay, finally, what have I got here for you? That's the end of the formal presentation, but now I've got Wall of Fame. Valued SOS members. I've got 11 people that I've nominated, and there's 3 of them. Wendy Trevathan, Judy Roberts, Desi Perez. People who are making a really worthwhile contribution to SOS Pro, the people who are enhancing their walls. They're doing all sorts of good things behind the scenes. Kiralee Robertson is another one. She's number 8. Mary Triggs is another one, number 7. Good work there. Yvonne Jones. She's a real professional, Yvonne. Fantastic. Go and check out her blog. Terrific stuff. Revan Benny. I had a good chat to Revan Benny yesterday. He's from South Africa. He's doing some great work as well. Jim Marsh is number 4. Terrific marketer. I've seen his growth, watched his growth over the last few months. Fantastic. Herb Lambert, number 3, making sales almost, I was going to say on autopilot, but it's not autopilot. He is putting in the effort. But the transformation in this guy has been astounding over the last 2 months, really, 10 weeks. Irvin Myers is another regular contributor to SOS Pro, very professional, the way he conducts himself, fantastic. And then finally, number 1 is Peter Beckenham. Peter Beckenham, here he is, 71 years of age and kicking goals. This guy is a winner for sure. And he's drawing on past experiences for sure, because he's had some successful careers in the past, but he's also blending some of this online stuff and come up with a magic formula. So Peter, congratulations, mate. Congratulations. Fantastic. That's it. 5 ways to convert Facebook friends into sales and members for your business. All right, let me see if we can go back to the presentation and we can close off. Okay, can you still hear me? Can you see me? Say yes if you can hear me. We're going to finish off now. Okay, so I'm back in the chat room. there I am. All right. We went a little bit later. Nothing I could do about that. I had that technical problem at the beginning. And yeah, it's just the way things pan out. Are there any questions, guys? You're still here. At least some of you are. Yeah, let me see. Any quick questions? This is being recorded, no picture. Well, hopefully the recording will have the images for you. I don't know why that happened. For some. Other people said they're seeing it. Any quick questions on the subject matter? Yeah, that's great, Desi. Well deserved. I've seen your growth in the last, well, 6 months in particular. Yeah, tremendous. Yvonne, yeah, fantastic. You're a real professional, very professional lady. Okay, Jono says, I found after asking a pain point question, many of my prospects turned off or got defensive. And any ideas that you haven't already covered? Well, I guess you'd have to copy me in on the chat to be able to make a valid comment, because I don't know what the sequence was in the lead up to that question. There's a right time to do these things, for sure. So I'd need to see that. Preparing the soil is very important. No worries, Hank. Thank you, my friend Dom. But Jono, look, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you private. I'll talk to you on a PM, personal message on that one. With that one. Any other questions, guys? 4 minutes before the hour. My next worry is, did it record? I'm sure it did. It's out of my hands. This is Google that does this, YouTube. And in the last few months, they've changed their settings like 3 or 4 times. So a nightmare. Every time they do it, there's a mad scramble to try and become familiar with their new rules, their new requirements. Hang on, it's getting a bit warm in the room here. I'll just put the aircon on. Come on. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My voice is, when's your guitar? Where's your guitar when you need it? I've got it over there in the corner. You want to see it? It's a beautiful guitar. I got offered, I've had it for 30 years. And about 10 years ago, I got offered $5,000 for it on the spot before I renovated it. And I turned them down. So, man, well, if it's worth 5,000 now, maybe it'll be worth 10,000 in a few more years. Brian says, you said put the info on my main wall. Yeah, on your personal profile, we tend to prefer that. Look, if you've got a wall, if you've got a business page, it's already set up, we'll use it for sure. Put content on there. Just put the content on your wall as well. I have a business page, so I am active on my business page, but not as active as on my personal profile wall. Why? Because I get more engagement on the personal profile. That's where the world hangs out. They don't hang out on your business page. They don't. They may see your posts from your wall, but it may only be 5% of your friends who see your posts. So 95% will never see it. See? So the world hangs out on their Facebook personal profile, don't they? So that's where you want to be seen there. Desi's been typing if it didn't record. Well, I tell you what, if it didn't record, I'm going to have to record it again privately, and then I'm dreading it because my voice is going anyway, but I will do it. I'll record it again privately, then I'll edit it, and then I'll upload it probably by tomorrow. But I'm 95% sure it will record. Screenshotting it. Great, thanks, Bud. Anything else there, guys? you want me to play some music on my guitar? Do you have any time slots open for tomorrow? Yeah, maybe. PM me, Brian. Anything else? Now look, the pro program. Is there anything more I can say about that? It's a very small financial commitment. I've made it that way. I did want to charge a lot more. I was thinking about charging a lot more, but I thought, well, maybe if I make it low, it'll reduce the barrier to entry. Reduce the barrier to entry massively. That will encourage more people to get involved. We'll see what happens. But I do plan to increase the price, both the access and the monthly price, sometime in February. And February is not far away. So we'll just call this an opening offer. So if you can take advantage of it, if you think you're ready mentally, you've got to be ready. Don't join it if you don't think you're ready. Because I'm looking for people that are ready to step up, because it's like a group mastermind, okay? And we kick off, well, for me, I'm kicking it off towards the end of this, at the end of this week or early next week. We're going to start with the 7-day accountability challenge on Friday. So I would love you to be involved with that. And then we start Ask the Marketer. That'll be on Monday or Tuesday of next week. Okay. So, and then I've got the webinar, the first in that series. The first one I think is going to be really good. I'm putting a lot of work into it. I'll be doing a lot more work over the next few days on it. And it's called Adventures with Words. Because look, how you use words will significantly determine how your conversions flow. It really will. Jono was asking about, you know, a problem he had, whereas he was asking them about pain points. Okay, well, that's to do with words, isn't it? So once I see the full sequence, well, okay, then we can do a diagnostic. All right, but I just want to enthuse you and excite you about becoming an evangelist for it. Become an evangelist for it. And then you can teach other people. You can teach other people, and people will then start to follow you. The English language in particular is a fantastic language. It's quite complex. And I feel sorry for non-English speaking people, or people who have English as their second language. I feel a bit sorry for them at times. All I can say is just keep pressing on. Just keep refining your English speaking skills. It's a phenomenal language. And sometimes we don't use it to the full extent. And I'm not talking about using big words and all that. You don't need that. I simplify. I used to use big words. Sometimes I thought I'd impress people with the use of the big words. Well, look, as time goes by, the ravages of age and all the rest of it, I forget some of those big words anyway. I still know quite a lot of it. I just discovered that it's better to keep the language simple so that more people can understand it. So we don't need to be pretentious, do we? Peter, the 10K a month formula was the best internet marketing training I have ever seen. Wow. I better get that testimonial from you, Peter. Okay. Anything else, guys, before we close off? Because it's right on the hour, or 3 minutes after the hour. Anything else? Anything else? Quick countdown. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 25 seconds. I'll be glad when I get my teeth fixed. Jeez, I've got this gap here and a gap over there. God, ridiculous. I don't feel like smiling as much anymore. I become self-conscious. It's terrible. Okay, guys. Okay, it's now 4 minutes past 11. That I enjoyed that. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I'll check the recording. I will have to edit it, because when we had that technical glitch, there'll be some bad stuff there that we'll need to cut out. I'll reduce the time limit, the time on it, so it'll be tighter. So I'll need a day to do that. Okay, guys, thanks very much. See you again. Talk to you in the group or talk to you privately. Bye-bye.